everyone, it's our second week in Paraguay. Let's hear about the highlights of week 1.
So, we've been in country for about a week. What would you say is the biggest cultural difference since we've arrived?
I would say that the biggest cultural difference that I've noticed since being here is the boundaries of sharing, and there is no boundary. They are Paraguayans, they want to share with you. It's never the hesitation to share. We're in the United States. I feel that you might be reluctant to offer up your beverage to somebody, and in the United States, at least me personally, I step back and think, oh, well, do I drink out of the straw or do I drink out of the side of the cup? So I think the whole sharing thing would be the biggest thing I've noticed right now.
Thanks.
I'm not really used to the way that people just kind of chill all day and all night. And that's a little bit different, especially coming back from the States, because I had like a 9-to-5 job. So I'm used to like always doing something or always having something to be done or an appointment. So just taking it back and like literally just sitting in silence and staring at each other is a little bit new for me.
I do see a lot of similarities in the culture, but one of the differences is in the lifestyle that they live. For example, in the bathroom. Here they don't flush the toilet paper, so it just goes in the waste bin next to the bathroom or next to the toilet. So that's kind of different and something that we have to get used to. And then also in the shower we have to wash our own underwear, so that's a big change too.
Okay, thank you.
For me, it's been the pace of life. Everything here is tranquilopa, always. My watch broke right when I got here and I was so scared. It doesn't even matter. Everything's cool, calm, slow.
The biggest cultural difference I've noticed so far is the proximity of family members to each other, and the reaction that my host's parents had when I told them how far that my family members live from each other in the States, and my reaction when I said, "Oh, que cerca," when they explained where their family members live in the community, and it just I guess that goes to show different values like independence that we have in the U.S. that really those values play out differently here.
I think the biggest cultural difference is the lack of personal space, and how much people will get attached to you, how quickly they get attached to you, and they care about you in a sense it doesn't seem superficial. Like my host mom really worries when I'm not home by the time the sun sets, which has never happened. I did get lost once, but she worries like a real mom would worry, and I don't think that I've had time to read and to really write in my journal as much as I used to, because I'm always around my host brother. They always want to know how my day was, how I'm feeling, and as soon as I go into my room they think that something's wrong, so they knock on the door. So these past days I have not been in my room. I only go in there to sleep. I think that's the biggest cultural difference.
To me, the first thing I noticed, it was a really like external, easy thing to notice. It was basically just how many people are outside all the time. And apparently the reason that's happening is here it's like their autumn, so it's like really nice weather compared to what the Paraguayans are used to. I mean, but for most of us it still feels like super hot. So, but I mean, for them it's really nice weather, so it's really cool to see them taking advantage of the weather. And to me that's kind of a testament to like their go with the flowness of their culture and just how they live in the moment, because to me I haven't experienced a lot of rain here. I think it's only rained one day, but I've heard when it does rain it'll rain like for days at a time and everything shuts down. So obviously the Paraguayans know this and they know that they're going to be stuck inside. So to me it's really cool to see that they're taking advantage of the time that they can be outside. And it's kind of like, you know, in the moment it's really good weather and they're enjoying that moment now for the moments that it isn't going to be as great. So I don't know, I think that's just something that Americans in general could benefit from also, just kind of not worrying about other things, just, you know, just be with whatever you're doing at the moment. And so, yeah, if Americans could take that away from Paraguayans, that'd be a good thing.
I would have to say the pace of life. Everything is tranquilopa, and the day moves slowly, everyone moves slowly, you sit outside a lot and share terere, and life is just smooth. Everything is tranquilopa, don't worry, everything will fall into place with time, and enjoy your time with friends and family as much as you can.
Difference you've noticed?
I have noticed that the way that dogs are treated is totally different from our culture. We have them as pets and they're kind of just like roaming around, like a guard dog, kind of pet, not really. They get kicked around and stuff, but just a little weird, but cool, I guess, different. So that's something that stuck out to me.
Country.
So far, just the work ethic. I feel like a lot of them take a more tranquilo method into going at work. They don't really care about the time versus money thing. And my brother, a really interesting statement that my host brother said, is he's had a chance to move to America and work there because he had a couple friends and a girl that wanted to move with him, and he decided against it because he'd rather be in Paraguay taking his siestas and his terere breaks, you know, making less money, and not necessarily the American dream, but he says the American dream is stupid just because you have to work all the time and there's no time for fun. And he cares more about just living an enjoyable life than getting high and mighty in America. So I think that's the biggest difference that I've seen so far.
For me, it's kind of everything's in a smaller scale. Like the communities are smaller, but they're also tighter because of it. So it's really interesting to see that a lot of my neighbors are my tias, and like a lot of our host families are related. So like I'm someone's cousin, or like now we're nieces and aunts, and it's just like very interesting how the families are so close, both physically and like emotionally. They're very family oriented, and that's not something that you always see in America. Like people live really far away from each other, but here it's like, oh, I can just go across the street and like hang out for a long time, so it's cool.
I would say it's definitely the gender roles, because it's very apparent when you're like even walking down the street seeing like, I don't know, the men are there and all the women are just kind of like sweeping out the house. And I know it's a little different in my family since everyone's older, but you can definitely see, especially in our training, how gender roles are still a big factor in society here.
Perfect. Thank you.